parts of the SWOT we could have built up from the business model canvas, parts of it we could have built up from the PESTLE. Things we added onto the SWOT might also affect the PESTLE or the 5 forces. And the system is working to keep this holistic picture always integrated.
And before we dive into one we made earlier, folks, the thing that the navigation, and maybe I can explain this, the navigation, there's the left-hand navigation bar, but the place, and this is actually worth seeing for everybody because it provides a very logical flow for the strategy anyway, and Chris hasn't yet shown it, is to go to the strategy board, which is, you'll see Chris is just clicking on it now, in the left-hand navigation bar. And there, you can actually see, you just need to scroll up a little bit, I think, Chris, from my perspective, because it's some of it. We're operating, obviously, in a podcast environment. Here we are, lovely. So you can see that you start with direction, which has got mission and vision statement. Very important, in my view, if you have a vision for your business and a mission statement, you can then, you know what you're shooting for. That's my vision, that's my mission. Your corporate values, that's also really important. So, you know, what's going to be the culture of the organization? What's it look like? Your strategic goals make sense. You know, why are you doing this? I've got this vision. Why are we going to do it? And then we come through the planning phase, and Chris showed some of the initiative thoughts, and those can be expanded out. Strategic scorecard, brilliant thing. Strategy map is another word that's used. And we can perhaps have a look at that in the one that Chris made earlier, because what we've done here is, and again, it is designed to get you in there and using it and playing with it. First of all, you're not going to break it. Secondly, don't be overwhelmed, because it will walk you through, take you around this loop. It then allows you in the next one under analysis to look at the business model, which is actually what we went into straight away. First off, strategic insights we've looked at, which is SWOT and PESTLE, which is the next one. The competitors is one we should do, I think, if we can. Sorry to drop you in this, Chris, because it may have. We can do it because this is where there's a bit of AI genius dependent upon what it perceives. We've done it for some serious users who are in a very competitive market, and it's identified our competitors, but it does more than that. So I will hand over to Chris now.
Absolutely, I'll get into the competitors. Just to iterate what you were saying, the way I always approach it. I know you like to start with the direction. I personally prefer to start with the analysis. The way the system is designed is it doesn't matter so much where you start, as long as what you're doing is you're building an aligned picture, right? So as long as the things that you do are aligned with your goals and your direction and your mission and vision, and as long as your goals and your mission and vision are rooted in a sensible understanding of reality, which you get from the analysis, then the process should work. Where it falls apart, of course, is when people end up with a mission which has no basis in reality, right? So, I'm going to, it's a fairy tale. Or they end up with a bunch of initiatives that have got no bearing on what their mission is. It's just initiatives that someone in the business really wanted to do because they thought it would look great on their CV. And I mean, you can laugh. I've literally seen that happen in businesses where you ask someone, why is the business doing that? And they, if you probe them for a while, they say, well, it's going to look great on my CV, isn't it? Yes, it is, but it's not really helping the business.
But the lovely thing about this is like double entry bookkeeping, because if you've gone about with a really ludicrous mission, I would want people on Mars by November the 3rd. Sorry, that might not be ridiculous. But
maybe.
By the time this goes out, they may be up there. But if you come up, we'll run with that one. We'll continue running with that mission statement. And it's within the context of your own capabilities is ludicrous. Then this process going logically and sequentially through it with the help of the AI is going to squeeze that clarity out of it, and it's going to say, "Listen, great idea, but it ain't going to happen because
That's right.
Everything, all the analysis, all the insights, the competition, the portfolio, all of it says you can't do it. But actually, by the time you've been through it, these are the things you can do."
That's absolutely right. And if we go back to something we talked about right at the beginning, so there's an implied process here by the arrows, right? As long as these things align, so as long as your analysis and your direction add up together, right? They make sense together. And as long as your direction and your planning add up and make sense together, and your planning and your results back to the analysis, as long as if you trust in that process, it will work, right? It'll help you to make sure that it all joins up and makes sense. And then the second point is, because it's a collaborative tool, if you expose that process to a team, then even if you miss something, because of the way the tool works, it's unlikely that someone else won't pick it up. Because it'll become, even if you have a blind spot to something, because it's been laid out in this logical, sensible way that connects everything up, someone is going to spot that gap. And someone is going to say, well, hang on, this doesn't make sense. And so by doing that, by trusting in the process and exposing it in a collaborative way, you are as close as guaranteed as you can ever get to coming out with a sensible answer that will help you drive the success in your business.
And just to reiterate, folks, strategy is a team sport.
It is a team sport.
It requires as much diverse input as you can get. And this tool really does allow you to do that. You can have your entire team and more. You can have stakeholders involved in the plan and the strategic build and the business plan build, the business model build, whatever your preferred term is. You don't have to get hung up on the word strategy. This is as I describe as an operating system for a company. You just put it out there, let people contribute, really do let people contribute. And you will end up with a better, more successful company. And if you continue to do that, continue to iterate that is going to improve every day the probability of your sustainability as an organization and also your success as an organization.
Absolutely agree, Barry. I could not have put it better.